Still, Sagir Ibrahim joins us now for more on this. Sagir, good evening. Thank you very much for a stellar report and, of course, joining us here this evening. Now, when did these billboards start appearing and where have they been seen mostly?
Well, as to the question of when they started appearing, I would say they became really prominent starting from towards the end of June, particularly, because we began to see more and more of them. Initially, it was basically a few billboards here and there, but then it's metamorphosed. And for those who are residents in Abuja, you'd agree with me that somewhere around Asokoro, somewhere around the Life Camp area, somewhere around the Kubwa axis and even the Lube axis are where some of these billboards are very prominent. And if you go into some areas, you literally see the billboards and some little banners placed across several parts, of the city. Interestingly, it's not just in the SPT alone. I was in Benue State to cover the unfortunate incident, farmers and herders attacks around those areas. And during the trip to Benue, we traversed through Nasarawa State, and we also saw that the situation is similar as well. Campaign billboards carrying party logos attached to it with individuals and their names strictly saying 2027 is the goal. But there's an electoral act that stipulates that this is wrong, but yet to continue to see this happen way before the 2027 election.
So who are the people, the political figures or parties that are prominently featured on these billboards?
Well, if you ask me, Martino, I would say their faces are quite glaring on the visuals from the report. But what I would also add is when there's an electoral act that stipulates that political parties are bound to start campaigns 150 days before the election, and we continue to see situations such as this happen a year before elections, these campaign billboards are out there. It really brings concern to a lot of individuals, to a lot of Nigerians, especially with regards to the fact that they ask the question, if we're seeing it this early, then what happens to governance? What happens to the deliverance of the dividends of democracy to the people? So for the people, for Nigerians, and for those who contributed to the report, it's literally not just about the individuals who are on the billboards, but about the question of why the rule of law is not being adhered to.
So, Sagir, what will these early campaigns suggest about the political climate leading to 2027? Are we seeing a bigger, much more tangible, much more obvious type of campaigning going on already? Does it mean that it's going to be a very big event come 2027?
I mean, imagine it's the 2027 elections. Why would we have to make it look like it's an event that demands all of the energy towards the wrong reasons? I say the wrong reasons because the essence of elections is to ensure that the right individuals get into elective positions and deliver the dividends of democracy to the people. And if the reason for you contesting or participating in the electoral process is to do just that, then I mean, a starting point to be obeying simple rules and regulations. Don't start campaigns until it's 150 days to the election. Now, it's not even a matter of whether it's a political party that is doing this. We've seen a variety of political parties, including the APC, including the PDP, including even the ADC do so. In fact, during one of the interview sessions that I had with some of my respondents, he has complained that the policy is even being heated firstly by the opposition. Talk about the crisis that's been going on in the different political parties and a need for the ruling party to, in one way or the other, find its way to remain in the media for the sake of relevance, for the sake of recognition. Maybe that is the reason why we are seeing all of this happen now. But whether it's right, of course it's not. And because of party relevance or party survival should not be the reason why any party or any individual should break the law.
Sagir, my final question, did you report or did you, in any of your findings, find out what INEC thinks about these seemingly early campaigns?
I made several attempts to reach out to INEC for an interview to at least, give us what should be the case in terms of sanctions to those who have flouted this electoral regulation. But sadly, I didn't get, the opportunity to interview an official from INEC. However, I got a response that the statements that they had released condemning the act of these individuals, of these unscrupulous political elements who have gone ahead to do so, should suffice for the moment. But then again, you would also agree with me that the electoral law does not stipulate particularly what these sanctions should look like for those who flout the electoral law. This is the reason why, many others are calling for, perhaps the time has come for the amendment of the electoral law to capture some of these, to ensure also the creation of an electoral offences commission that deals with issues such as this, not only flouting electoral regulation, but also tending to issues regarding electoral violence, regarding electoral misappropriation, regarding electoral misconduct. In the case of political actors and even their representatives, both in any form that they would do it, and even at the polling booths during the election itself. So basically, this is what it is.
All right. Sagir Ibrahim, thank you very much for joining us this evening.